And nobody seems to notice, nobody seems to care. That's what the owners count on, the fact that Americans will probably remain willfully ignorant of the big red, white, and blue dick that's being jammed up their assholes every day. Because the owners of this country know the truth. It's called the American dream, because you have to be asleep to believe it.
I also signed an executive order giving the Department of Defense and Department of Homeland Security the authority to activate the Ready Reserve components of the armed forces. This will allow us to mobilize medical, disaster, and emergency response personnel to help wage our battle against the virus by activating thousands of experienced service members, including retirees. The modeling estimates that the peak in death rate is likely to hit in 2 weeks. So, I'll say it again. The peak, the highest point of death rates, remember this, is likely to hit in 2 weeks. Nothing would be worse than declaring victory before the victory is won. That would be the greatest loss of all. Therefore, the next 2 weeks and during this period, it's very important that everyone strongly follow the guidelines, have to follow the guidelines that our great Vice President holds up a lot. He's holding that up a lot. He believes in it so strongly. The better you do, the faster this whole nightmare will end. Therefore, we will be extending our guidelines to April 30th to slow the spread. On Tuesday, we will be finalizing these plans and providing a summary of our findings, supporting data, and strategy to the American people. So we'll be having lots of meetings in between, but we'll be having a very important statement made on Tuesday, probably Tuesday evening, on all of the findings, all of the data, and the reasons we're doing things the way we're doing them. We can expect that by June 1st, we will be well on our way to recovery. We think by June 1st, a lot of great things will be happening.
Cops talking to people, cursing and stuff.
Get the fuck out of here. Why you gotta cuss at them? Hey, why you gotta cuss at him? They doing too much. Hey, what's up, man? It's the right way to cuss at them. What's up, man? Hey, what's up, man? Don't touch me.
What are you doing?
Hey, get out the way.
No.
Hey, there's the right way to do shit in a proper way. That's the wrong way, bro. Don't see us working. Walk up. You ain't gotta cuss us. That's it. Walk the fuck up. Don't touch me. I didn't even do nothing. Don't touch me. I didn't even do nothing.
For all you non-believers, this is downtown Los Angeles. They got hella tanks down here. Look, right here. Look, I'm walking across the street for y'all. Look, and this is what we dealing with downtown LA. Y'all won't think I'm bullshitting? Downtown. Look, Dodger Stadium over there, so y'all won't think I'm bullshitting. Y'all better get ready. These motherfuckers about to do some shit to us, bro. This is a whole nother side of the bridge. That shit goes way back over there on that side. This is a whole different side of the bridge. What the fuck? We need answers around here in California. Because there's no way we got over 100-something tanks, bro. They trying to kill us.
These are the cold hard facts. I know no one personally. No one. No one. Not a single living soul who has died from COVID-19, this alleged virus that is spreading and decapitating the entire globe, that has shut down every major economy around the world. I know no one. In fact, I just tweeted a few minutes ago, follow me on AMTV Media. I asked the question, do you know of anyone directly, immediate family, that has died as a result of COVID-19? You know what the answer is? No one knows anyone. The only thing that you see on social media is a friend of a friend of a friend, cousin, second cousin's dad, related to that person through a third marriage, dog. I know no one. And if you know someone directly, has to be immediate family. Immediate family listed in the comment box below. What I do know is that we as Americans have traded every last bastion of freedom. No liberty exists anymore. We are under de facto martial law in the United States of America. We have no rights. The courts aren't open. Police departments are infected, allegedly. If you leave your house, if I leave my house, $5,000 fine or up to a year in prison. So here's my question. Keep this video short. Now that the Constitution and the Bill of Rights are suspended, when will they give us back those rights? It's a good question, right? They're not giving it back. In fact, COVID-19 checks off every box of the new order. You can't even form a well-regulated militia because you're not allowed to go outside. You notice how they've always wanted the Second Amendment? You're not allowed to go outside, so you're not going to exercise that right. You can't go outside. You'll be thrown in jail right now. People are so fearful as a result of the mainstream media fear-mongering every single day, every single second. CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, they're afraid to leave their house. You're not allowed to congregate at your church. You can't go outside. And if you do, you'll be thrown in jail. So my question again begs, now that you've given up all your rights, the Constitution is suspended here in the United States, when are they going to give it back, America? Never let a crisis go to waste. And this is exactly what the elites have done. Suspension of liberties, suspension of every inkling of freedom. They were able to pass a $2 trillion bailout, which is just the beginning, to send the debt so sky high that it only assures the collapse of the US dollar, bailouts to infinity, and hyperinflation in the United States of America. Guaranteed. There's no turning back. So, how is it that people are so blinded? It doesn't even matter who the president is. You should question Trump. You should question Obama. You should question anybody who's president right now. They have stolen all of your fundamental rights, all because you're so fearful, right? Hashtag alone together. We'll get through this, America. Yeah, that's right. We'll get through this quarantine. Stay in your home, don't panic, and certainly don't congregate. We're expected to believe that. Benjamin Franklin, a founding father, said, if you're willing to trade your safety, if you are willing to give up your liberty for security, you deserve neither. But Americans don't know their history. They're too brainwashed. They're watching CNN, the fake news. So again, I pose and ask the question, when is your liberty going to come back? Because there is no Constitution. Even the police department's closed. Supposedly the police department, fearing civil disobedience, is infected with COVID-19. Yet somehow, I know no one. I have a social media following of millions and millions of people combined. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I know no one firsthand or directly. I have friends that have visited hospitals and they seem to be operating as normal. So you're telling me they dropped the entire Constitution. They closed down the entire planet. Arnold Schwarzenegger was riding a bike yesterday, said, America, because, he came from Austria, right, fleeing tyranny. He says, stay in your homes. It's okay, you can still exercise. But make sure you stay in your home and you give up every single liberty and freedom that you once had. That's what he says, even though he fled absolute tyranny to the United States of America. So again, I beg the question. Now that the Constitution and the Bill of Rights is suspended, when will they give it back to you, America? And here's the deal. They don't plan on it. You see, they suspended the Constitution without firing a single shot. It's brilliant, actually. They've run all the algorithms. I knew this 6 months ago. Why do you think I bugged out? Why do you think I'm basically on vacation now indefinitely? Because I knew. People told me I was crazy. And now I'm sitting on a beach while the whole world is shut down. It's going to get worse. This is phase 1. They've got phase 2 planned, phase 3, phase 4, phase 5. Every single liberty and freedom will absolutely collapse as a result of this. You've been conned, America. COVID-19. We're all in it together. Stay in your home. Don't congregate at your churches. And most certainly, do not exercise your Second Amendment. Notice how they've wanted that forever. And now they've got it, because you're not allowed to go outside. They're not giving any of this back. They will not let a good crisis go to waste. And so every incident, every infection, every disease, God forbid, an act of terror, any of these things, wartime scenarios, now that they've got you by the you-know-what, and they've subjugated all of you to accept the tyranny, they're never giving it back, ever. So what does this do? Well, U.S. is over. They've destroyed everything, America. It's over. The bailouts only ensure hyperinflation in the United States. You're going to lose everything. If you have a retirement account, 401k, Roth, IRA, expect it to go to zero. In fact, the futures markets are pointing negative again, like I've warned about. Again, I warned about the Black Swan Monday. I told you to get out of the U.S. stock market. People laughed. They've been laughing at me, but I'm sitting on a beach right now because I prepped 6 months in advance knowing what's going to come next. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to get much, much worse. And if you put your faith solely in our leadership right now, you will be mistaken. Again, I support the President of the United States, but he should be questioned. He should be criticized. De facto martial law is not a good thing. And it ain't for your own good. And it ain't for your own safety. And if you believe that, you violate the very principles of the United States of America, our founding fathers, and Benjamin Franklin's very, very astute and famous quote, then you deserve nothing, America. You deserve nothing. You deserve your own tyranny and slavery then. If you'll give it all up for the idea that you're going to be safe, you're not safe. You're at more risk now than you've ever been because your constitutional liberties have been suspended. The Constitution no longer exists, and you are in de facto martial law, all because you're fearful, like a sheep being corralled in a cage.